Well, after these two researchers, we would like to get down to the nitty-gritty of this morning's session. We will have some interviews. We have Elisabetta Fabri, who is president of Confindustria Alberghi, but she's also president and CEO of Star Hotels. So she has a flu, actually, but she will be talking online.
Come va intanto, Elisabetta? Buongiorno.
How are you, Elisabetta? How are you? Good morning, everybody. I'm so sorry for not being there, but, you know, I couldn't miss out on this appointment today. I think there is a lot of food for thought, so I would like to be in contact and in touch with all of you. I'd like to say hello to all my colleagues. Can you hear me well? Yes, loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you. I think that all the news that were shared quite good. Well, you are the new president of Confindustria, the Confederation of Italian Industry. So you became president quite recently. So what are your goals in this new role? So as an association, yeah, of course. So I took up this new function and role 3 months ago. Well, and the previous presidents were very available to me, so they were very, very helpful. Well, the topic is tourism. For the time being, is at the very core of investors' business. And it's high time for us to spend much more. Well, this is a 4-year role, 4-year function, and I'd like to focus not just as a Confindustria Alberghi, but also Feder Turismo, Feder Alberghi. We need to pool our strength in order to put tourism at the very center of our economy. We are the driver of our economy, as you all know. This is something that we all know. But, well, when we talk about food processing, but also building a sector, fashion, etc., we are the ambassadors of Made in Italy. So this is something which is very dear to me. Well, Star Hotels has been buying only Italian products since 2020, and this is something which is quite important, not just for me, but also in order to make a contribution to this country. I hope I'm doing well, but I need your help, of course. We have a nice structure, and our goals are so many. So we want to focus on hotellerie and tourism. We want to give a boost to this sector, and we want to also implement reasonable things in the next few years. We also have some urgent topics such as Portenstein, for example, but also the new insurance fees against disasters for small hotels that were not covered in the past. So this is quite high in terms of costs, 20,000 euro a year for 50 rooms or even less. So, and this is also our main short-term goal. And then there are also other hotels that are by the sea or by a lake, for example. So this is quite important in the short term. Then in the long run, we have other topics such as, first and foremost, funds that are available to all of us, but it is quite complicated in terms of accessing these funds. So we are also doing something with the deputy and vice presidents together with the Ministry of Tourism that is supporting us so much and on my daily basis and considering my career. This is the very first time for us to sit at a common table for tangible proposals and in order also to put forward our project. So there is a lot of there is a long way to go actually, but then we also have another topic, that is to say resources. Everything revolves around experiences, services, emotions and feelings. But this is not just about nice and breathtaking locations and venues. It is also about services. So the more beautiful the location is, the better the service should be. And this is just something to open up the scenario, so to say. I don't want to to talk too much about that, but anyway, we need to focus on resources much more than it has been the case up to now. So what I'd like to share with everybody is that we want to attract young people. We want them to fall in love with the country and also the hotellerie sector, so tourism and the hotel sector more specifically. So we also did a kind of a mapping, and 75% of the resources that we need are already available, provided that all these resources go and work for a hotel. What doesn't happen, even, well, EHL, the hotel school in Lausanne, where my daughter also goes, well, and I need to say, well, not all the students go to a hotel for work. I mean, only 30% of the students go there. So we want them to fall in love with this world. I also have a project in the pipeline, and I'm announcing it for the very first time today for our audience. We are already working on that. We will create a kind of a TV series on hospitality, well, in the wake of Locutus, for example, and other important broadcast programs. So you already know MasterChef, right? So all guys and young people are interested in such programs. Hospitality is something that evolves at a very fast pace, and you know, every day is different. And we also have a very big arena. We have the world going through this arena, so we need to focus more on visibility, and we need to be in touch with the world. We want to also push harder on these forms of support in order to attract young people. Well, we did it with the vice president, our vice president, who is in the room, if I'm not mistaken. We also have a new regulation on tips. So all the companies joining this project, I was one of the forerunners as a Star Hotels. So there will be a percentage on the bill, on the check, and this goes directly to our staff members, which is very important because our employees do not earn enough money and we can't double their wages. This is one of the measures. The other one on which we are working is staff housing. That is to say, our government, our state should grant us funds, or at least the opportunity to convert hotels into more active facilities with more interesting projects in order to create also accommodation for our staff members. Exactly. So it's very hard, it's very tough when it comes to moving young people, well, because young people come from other cities. And, you know, well, we can find some accommodation facilities, but sometimes it's quite hard. So we have a lot of young people coming from smaller towns. They need accommodation, of course. So we need to give answers on that. We are we're working very hard together with the government and together with the trade unions. And all these goals have been shared with the other associations, right? The Feder Turismo and Federal Alberghi. Yes, of course. Well, I always think it's much better to pool our strength. And now the market is on our side, and we can also say that we are doing quite well in tourism. It's about setting up things and making the right decisions because, well, it's not just about business. Well, we do have our business, but this is very paramount moment for all of us. We need to be very fast. We have a government believing in us and in what we have been doing, and we will always acknowledge that. So the sector is doing quite well. How are you doing at Star Hotels? Well, Star Hotels, well, is doing quite well. 2023 was the last year when we met each other, right? So there was 280, from 280 to 300. This was our budget, and we addressed this challenge. After 300, we have 400, right? Yes, of course. Well, it will take some time, but give me a couple of years, maybe. But, well, regardless of the years you need, I don't know, like 400, this is a nice goal. Yes, of course. And it was like 2023, back in 2023 at that time. 2024, we had a great growth rate, not as much as 2023. It was even better. It was a double-digit growth rate. In 2025, well, we opened the Hotel d'Inghilterra. We opened it once again. And in 2025, we will have this hotel open again. And then the Gabrielli Hotel in Venice, which is, well, another important hotel. Well, this is a rotating hotel. These are our hotels, so this is rented. And then we have the Teatro and Parmense in Florence with the municipality theatre. This is a partnership. We have a management contract with Heinz. They also developed the real estate part. So this is our first management contract. I'm very, very anxious because and upset because I want to do well. But this also applies to other well, members. So you could also have an additional real estate operator to have the better management, better development, maybe. Yeah, I do think that we could also have some partners, not just for our real estate structure, the current one, but maybe a new co or something like that would be feasible, of course. Yeah, let's say for the time being, this is the moment in which, well, we need to settle a lot of things. The financial part is good now, and I hope I will be able to come back to you with very good news. Okay, so stock market and funds, there is a long way to go, you said, right? And you will have to work on your own, right? Yes, but it also depends on the partners. Well, let's say, I'm also a single lady, a single woman, not just in life, but also when it comes to working. So 400 million, this is our next goal, right? 2026, right? Yeah, I will have to talk about that with all my managers. Yeah, we will have to stick to this promise. Thank you. Well, I wish you good luck, and thank you very much for being with us. Thank you.